You cannot flourish in medicine without being familiar with medical terminologies. Medical terminologies have both prefixes and suffixes. I've done a video on medical prefixes, and this video is going to be on medical suffixes. Now, because of how broad these medical suffixes are, I have decided to divide this video into two parts. So, in this particular video, we'll be talking about 10 most commonly used medical suffixes. So, let's begin. At number one, we have itis. Itis simply means inflammation. Now, when you hear words like glossitis, gingivitis, gastritis, they're all talking about a part of the body that is inflamed. Glossitis is the inflammation of the tongue, gingivitis is the inflammation of the gum, and gastritis is the inflammation of the stomach. When you see itis attached to a word, it simply means that that part of the body is inflamed. Now, at number two, we have megaly. Now, megaly means enlargement. Now, don't confuse inflammation with enlargement. In inflammation, pus cells are present, which is not likely the case with enlargement. When you hear words like cardiomegaly or splenomegaly, it means that these areas in the body are enlarged. So at number three, we have sclerosis. Now, sclerosis simply means hardening. When they say a part of the body is experiencing sclerosis, it means that part of the body, the cells there have become more tense than they ought to be. For example, a word like arteriosclerosis, the arterial then simply means artery, while the sclerosis means hardening. So that word connotes hardening of the artery. So when you hear sclerosis added to a word, you automatically know that it's talking about hardening of that part of the body. At number four, we have party. Now, party is generally a good word, but in medicine, it's not. Party means disease. Now, when you hear words like cardiopathy, nephropathy, neuropathy, they're all telling you that these areas in the body are diseased. Cardiopathy, cardio is a prefix for heart, pathy, disease. So that is heart disease. Nephropathy, nephro is the prefix for kidney, and pathy disease. So that is kidney disease. So when you hear pathy attached to word in medicine, you should automatically know that it's talking about disease. At number five, we have stomy. Now, stomy is an artificial opening in a particular part of the body. So when you hear things like colostomy, means they made an opening on the colon of the human body, or craniostomy, an opening was made on the head, like in the cranium, an opening was made there. So that's what the prefix, that's what the suffix stomy stands for, an opening, an artificial opening in that area of the body. Now, the next one we'll be looking at is scopy. Scopy is simply a process of examining a part of the body. When you hear a word like gastroscopy, there's an examination being done on the stomach. So when you hear gastro, that's for stomach, that's a prefix for stomach, and scopy is a suffix for examination, or process of examining. So gastroscopy simply means an examination of the stomach. Take note of the suffix. Now the next word we'll be looking at is stenosis. Stenosis simply means narrowing or constricting. A case like aortic valve stenosis connotes that the aortic valve has been narrowed or is constricting. So when you hear the suffix stenosis, just know they are referring to narrowing or constricting. So the next one we'll be looking at is plexia. Now, plexia simply means growth or development. Now, these words are actually good not until they are seen as abnormal. Now, it's usually used with the hyper and the hypo word. So when you see pleasure attached to a word in medicine, it refers to growth and development. The next one we'll be talking about is phagia. Phagia simply means swallowing or eating. Now, when a person is unable to eat well, hear things like dysphagia. That's this means difficult. Now, dysphagia means difficulty in eating or swallowing. Now, when a person's eating habit is excess, or the person is excessively hungry, and the person has an excessive desire to swallow or eat something, they use the word polyphagia. That's phagia, to eat or to swallow, and then poly meaning excess or too much. The last suffix we'll be looking at today is phobic. This word might be a little bit more familiar, but it's also a medical word. Now, when you say there is phobia, it means there's fear. Now, in medicine, it means there is a discomfort or an irritation. We use the suffix phobic in words like photophobic, which means an irritation or discomfort to light. And then you hear things like aquaphobic. You see people who complain of reactions or itching on the skin when they come in contact with water, mostly after having their bath and all that. Now, that is the case of being aquaphobic. That is water irritation or fear of water. So, this is the part one of the top most commonly used suffixes in medicine. Like to subscribe, like, and drop a comment. I want to know your thoughts on this video. And then if you have any other topic you would like me to talk about, also drop it in the comment section and I will be giving you a feedback ASAP. In the description below, I'll also be attaching a link to a group of questions that you can actually use to test your level of knowledge on today's lesson. Do well to try it out to know how well you've learnt the suffixes in the medical world.